Good evening, everybody. I'd like to call a meeting of the Roselle Park Board of Education to order of October 17, 2023. This meeting is held in the Roselle Park High School Auditorium. It is an open session of the Roselle Park Board of Education held under the Open Public Meetings Act of the state of New Jersey. Notice of this meeting was sent to the Star Ledger, local sources, the Home News Tribune, the Borough Clerk, school offices, and the district website. Roll call, please.
President Harms.
Here.
Vice President Baimonte.
Here.
Susan Carstrom.
Here.
Lisa Figueredo.
Here.
Dr. Brittany Kirkland.
Here.
Cindy Mago.
Here.
Jennifer McCarr.
Here.
Chris Monroe.
Here.
Constance Quintella.
Here.
Thank you. Please rise for the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let it be resolved that the Roselle Park Board of Education meeting hereby convenes to executive session for the discussions of the following subjects: personnel, attorney-client privilege, student matters. It is anticipated that the executive session shall take approximately 2 hours. The board may take action during public session. The board shall return to public session following the executive session at approximately 7 p.m. The minutes of the executive session shall be released to the public when the reason for the executive session no longer exists. Do I have a motion to go into executive?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. We're in executive. Sorry for the delay, but we had a lot to discuss. So can I have a motion to go back into open?
Make that motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We're back in open. Thank you. At this time, I will open up the public portion to agenda items only. Anyone wishing to speak, please come forward, state your name and where you're from, and you have 3 minutes to talk.
Michael Ann Regan, Roselle Park. I am so proud of our district for participating in the New Jersey Inclusion Project.
Excuse me, what?
Oh, I'm sorry, agenda item number 20.
Thank you.
It's the New Jersey Inclusion Project. As a special education teacher, I've always been deeply committed to the principles of inclusion. Every day I witness firsthand the immense potential that lies within each student, regardless of their individual challenges. Inclusion isn't just about placing students with special needs alongside their peers. It's about creating an environment where every child feels valued, understood, and empowered to achieve their best. The diverse perspectives and strengths that each student brings enrich the learning environment, and when given the right support and opportunities, every child can shine. This initiative resonates with my core beliefs as an educator, advocating for a comprehensive and systemic approach to fostering inclusivity. By embracing the NJIP, our district is taking a proactive stance in not only acknowledging the importance of inclusion, but actively striving to weave it into the fabric of our educational community. This commitment showcases a dedication to the continuous growth and betterment of our schools, ensuring that every student receives the support they deserve. The fact that our district would align itself with such a transformative project reaffirms my pride in being part of a community that values and champions the potential of every child. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Katie McDermott, Roselle Park. Same thing, but I think I have a little different things to say. I've missed the last few meetings. I hope you all are well and enjoying sweater weather. I'm speaking tonight on agenda item 20. Did you know that the goal for a student receiving special education services is to be in a general education setting 80% of the time? The national average is around 65. And as of 2021, New Jersey sits at the bottom of all 50 states with students averaging a mere 43% of time spent in a general education setting. For children like my son, numbers even lower. This is why this grant that is brought to you by the New Jersey Department of Education and the New Jersey Coalition for Inclusive Education is so important. It's a comprehensive 3-year grant that will promote systemic change to improve inclusive education in our district. It provides much of the training that we as a CPAG have requested for years: universal design for learning, differentiated instruction, and best practices in developing inclusive IEPs, just to name a few. It also addresses some of the systemic issues we have identified in our district: allocating the necessary resources to special education, collaborative decision-making, and most importantly, creating an inclusive school culture. We have said so many times that this type of change has to come from the top down. There must be a buy-in from every single person in the district. With this grant and the change in district leadership, we have renewed hope that these long-awaited and needed changes are finally on the horizon. We brought this grant to the district many years ago, and we are so thankful that Mrs. Gilgallen was able to secure it in her first few months as the Director of Special Education. I hope that you will all give her the acknowledgement and kudos that she so richly deserves. With that said, the Special Education Department is still woefully underfunded. In order to hire well-trained teachers and paraprofessionals in this market, we need to be able to offer comprehensive wages, benefits, and most importantly, support. We are so excited about this grant and Mrs. Gilgallen's vision, but we have a long way to go. But I know if we continue to work together, we can achieve amazing things for the children with disabilities in this district. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Mrs. Perez. Item number 28, just wanted to say congratulations for that donation to the high school. Gardens are important and I think they make the world go round. So I wanted to wish everyone an opulent October. Just wanted to say thank you to everyone that helped with the Robert Gordon Garden this summer. It was great to see parents, grandmas, students, PTA members working together. Cheers to a great school year ahead. Let's remember to collaborate, connect, and share some calm with one another. Deseándoles a todos un octubre lleno de opulencia. Quería decirles gracias a todos los que ayudaron con el jardín de Robert Gordon. Era bello ver a los padres, abuelos, estudiantes y miembros de PTA trabajando juntos. Vamos a conectar, colaborar y compartir nuestra calma con todos. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Seeing none, I'll close the public portion. At this time, we'll ask the principal of Aldine to come forward, Dr. Scully.
Good evening, Mr. Harms, Superintendent Goyce, members of the board, families, and students. There's been so much exciting things going on at Aldine. I'm really happy to be here to share them with you. We had another great start to our school year. Our summer reading program was successful again, as Aldine students read for over 10,000 hours this summer. We celebrated them with a summer reading celebration where students received free books, certificates, and we raffled off Aldine Spiritware to them. We kicked off the Week of Respect this month with a whole school assembly where we taught and modeled ways for students to be respectful in all areas of school. We continue to focus on respectful behavior throughout the school year, having students model for their peers how to be respectful throughout the school day. The students' favorite part of Respect Week was when the high school students came over to play with them at recess. And I don't think a day goes by when another student doesn't say to me, "Can the high school kids come over again today?" So that was fabulous. Thank you to Sarah Costa for allowing that to happen. We celebrated National Walk to School Day by meeting at the park and walking over to school. It was a lot of fun and a little bit of exercise at the same time. We celebrated National Hispanic Month for the past 4 weeks with morning meeting discussions, books, and announcements about important contributions made to our country by Hispanic Americans. And all students were invited to bring in an artifact that represented their own culture to share with their classmates. Class trips have started. Our ABA students went on a trip to the Turtleback Zoo as part of the 46th annual Friendship Day, sponsored by the Elks. Our preschool will walk to the Roselle Park Memorial Library on Thursday, and our third, fourth, and fifth graders will be attending an anti-bullying assembly titled A Beautiful Tomorrow at the middle school next week. Other classes are starting to schedule walking trips to the library in the coming weeks, where they will also listen to stories and sign up for library cards. Once again, we are fortunate to be working with literacy coaches from Rutgers University. This year, the coaches are working with second and third grade teachers to assist in the instruction of our writing curriculum with the goal of improving students' writing and their writing scores. We spent much time during PD this month norming students' writing to help develop inter-rater reliability. This ensures teachers are on the same page when they look at and assess their students' writing. Responsive classroom training continued this August. So now most of the teachers at Aldine are certified or trained in responsive classroom, and we very much appreciate the funding given to make this possible. Our Student Character Council advisors, Dina Cashin and Becky Ladowick, have begun organizing our annual food drive. We expect Student Character Council elections to begin soon. And as part of running for office, fifth graders will write an essay on how they can contribute to the school community and how they demonstrate the character traits of heart. Student-led conferences are being expanded to include third grade students this year. Students will prepare for their parent-teacher conferences by gathering evidence, looking at their own assessments, and writing about areas in which they excel and areas in which they would like to improve. They will report this to their parents during the conferences. Students will have time to practice their presentations in school. This is a research-based practice that improves students' internal motivation and helps students take responsibility for their learning. So we're very proud that we started with fifth grade and now we're doing third and fourth as well. Our PTO has been active and generous as always. So far this year, they have sponsored the Scholastic Book Fair, pretzel sales every Friday after school, the pumpkin patch, and most popular of all, a back-to-school bash just prior to the first day of school. We had many new families attend and enjoy free books, an ice cream truck, face painting, and music. So we all hope this becomes an annual tradition at Aldine. Our after-school programs have begun as well. Standards-based instructional programs in math and language arts with lessons targeting students' needs as evidenced by multiple assessments started last week, and we're starting this week with our enriched art and band practice for this year. And we're very excited to let you know that we have a record number of students participating in band this year. And now to our amazing safety patrol, who are all here. Students in our fifth grade safety patrol nominate themselves in the spring of fourth grade by writing an essay on how they can contribute to our school community and what leadership traits that they have. When students are selected in fourth grade toward the end of the year, they shadow the fifth grade safety patrol to learn their roles, and now they're up and running. They're in our hallways and in our classrooms during arrival and dismissal, helping the younger students. So I would like to acknowledge the Aldine Safety Patrol members at this time. When I call your name, boys and girls, you can walk up to the front and Miss Goyce will tell you where to stand, or Mr. Harms. Okay. Luis Aponte. Sophia Basurdo. Olivia Block. Francesca Burgos. Jasenia Cabezas. Dylan Cassis. Matthew Goana. Michaela Munoz Guzman. Leslie Lozano. Maya Luna. James Mora. Arthea Nieves. Iker Diaz Ortega. Michael Pacheco. Valentina Pardo. Noah Rodney. Riel Rodriguez. Victoria Serrano. Madison Tripodi. And last but not least, Victoria Valpato. We're very proud of you, boys and girls, and we thank you for your dedication and leadership at Aldine.
Congratulations. Just want to say congratulations again to all the safety patrol. I know you do a great job out there. Okay. At this time, I'm going to take about a 3-minute break. So if the parents of their children would like to take them home at this time, please do so. They could do their homework or watch television, whatever. So I appreciate you bringing them out tonight, and thank you again. So we'll just take a couple of minutes if anybody wants to leave at this time. Okay, board, we're going to be going back into discussion here. At this time, I will turn it over to the superintendent, Ms. Goyce.
Good evening, everyone. Before we turn over to our guidance director, is also our testing coordinator for the district, as well as our anti-bullying report, which both are mandated by the state to report out to our community. I just wanted to briefly give my superintendent's recap. So good evening, parents, community, staff, and esteemed board members. I wanted to begin by saying thank you to everyone who attended our school's back to school night. They were a great success, and I was so happy to see so many parents come and visit our schools and meet with our wonderful staff. I also had the wonderful opportunity to visit each school in various classrooms and the pleasure to interact in person and individually with staff and students. What an honor that was. As we have entered the month of October, and aside from the many things that we celebrate this month, I also want to let you know that it is National Principals Month. I am so proud to recognize our Roselle Park principal team in a very special way this month. Ms. Costa, Dr. Scully, Ms. Lechner, Ms. Keduga, and Ms. Dougherty. You are all amazing individuals who lead with passion and who always put students first. You are beyond appreciated. With that in mind, I am proud to say that our high school had a positive start to the school year. They welcomed the freshmen to the high school, as well as 35 new district students. September saw the start of classes, sports, and after-school clubs. The seniors were given many opportunities to prepare for college and hear from various representatives. The high school students settled in quickly, and many of them are enrolled in additional math or language art classes so that we can better prepare them for the upcoming standardized tests. On October 10th, 11th grade students took their PSAT, and many of our seniors were retested in math and language arts, in addition to taking the SAT on a full separate day. All students were also tested in Linkit Form A for both math and language arts, as well as taking their writing benchmark assessment so that we could better grasp their individualized needs. The Crisis Center students worked hard to make sure every new 9th grade student had their name added to the community tree. It is looking fantastic. If you have not seen it, it's right on the hallway as soon as you leave here, the auditorium. The month ended with a club fair in the auditorium in which students were strongly encouraged to sign up for at least 2 clubs that interested them. For Spanish Heritage Month, they celebrated across the curriculum, but most fun was had after school, where the Spanish Club offered free salsa lessons throughout the month. Very impressive. At Aldine, you heard from Dr. Scully tonight at all of the wonderful things that are happening there. In our middle school, students have been working diligently during their first marking period. The new cycle class RPMS added this school year, and hopefully enticing our students to continue that program here that is offered also at the high school under the direction of Ms. Sattermeyer is a huge success. Students in the class create weekly video announcements that are played during homeroom each Monday. The announcements include information such as important updates as well as special guest interviews that students plan, prepare, and put together. This has now become something I look forward to getting and seeing. In addition, financial literacy students under the direction of Ms. Sterniak have participated in an interactive workshop provided by the nonprofit organization EverFi, whose goal is to empower students K through 12 with financial education and provide resources for educators to enhance their students' knowledge of money management and future successes. The workshop was run by a representative from EverFi who shared the information to the classes through the use of peer deck that students completed together. Activities included collaboration boards and polling where students anonymously saw responses their classmates made along with students from Maryland and New York who are also participating in the workshop. The middle school also had the Union County Prosecutor's Office present their Kids Spreading Kindness presentation, as well as Week of Respect activities. Towards the end of the month, middle school will have assembly called The Beautiful Tomorrow, which also extends itself to our elementary schools who will come to the middle school. This was a collaborative effort between Ms. Keduga and one of our board members, Mr. Monroe. Ms. Keduga is also anticipating the presentation of lessons about bullying to classrooms across the school and district and is currently working in the planning stages of hosting a parent night. October has been a busy month at Sherman School as well. The Sherman community participated in 2 walking events that promote our Safe Routes to School walking initiative. National Walk to School Day and the Walkathon, where students walk through the decades to raise money for the school. Both of these events helped the school achieve the silver level of recognition for the Easy Ride program. During the month of September and October, they learned about Hispanic and Latino Americans and their contributions to our nation. Our PTA provided our students with a wonderful Hispanic heritage project that they could take home and work with their family. Finally, students were invited to share clothing, flags, food, and artifacts that represent their own culture and traditions with their classmates. For our preschoolers, they're doing a wonderful job adjusting to their classroom environment. They love morning meetings and playing at playground time. They are also enjoying their walking trips to the Roselle Park Veterans Memorial Library to visit Miss Faith, the children's librarian. The visits are part of the theme Community Helpers, and on October 12th, they had their first parent meeting to share information about the preschool assessments and other important information to continue to support our families for a successful school year. And Robert Gordon definitely had also another busy start to the school year. They took some fabulous school pictures, had a successful book fair, and walked to school on National Walk to School Day. They celebrated Hispanic Heritage Month by making music in pre-K and doing a school-wide craft. The students also brought in an artifact about their heritage. Everyone loved learning about all different cultures. New Jersey Anti-Bullying Bill of Rights Act designates the week of first Monday in October each year as a week of respect. And at Robert Gordon, they learned how to respect others, their school, our community, and ourselves. They also had the opportunity to play with the middle school students at recess. They had such a nice time interacting with the older children. Our little ones in preschool shared a plant with each class in the building as a garden extension activity. The note read, "Be the reason someone feels welcomed, seen, heard, valued, loved, and supported." And that's thanks to one of our staff members, Ms. Perez, for this heartwarming activity. I am pleased to announce that the Department of Special Service and the Roselle Park Middle School have been one of a select few recipients for the New Jersey Coalition of Inclusive Education Systems Change Grant. This grant will provide extensive training and support over the next 3 years to assist our students in receiving special education services in the least restrictive environment. The grant will help our district build capacity for students to be provided services in general education settings alongside their peers, as well as increase differentiation and expand practices to helping all students. Therefore, the training provided through this opportunity will benefit not just special education students, but also learners who may have English as a second language, whose learning is being impacted by stress at home, and those who are way ahead of the rest of the class and need opportunities to delve more deeply into concepts. From our information technology department, with assistance from the maintenance department, have installed 3 PTZs, point-to zoom cameras here in the high school auditorium. Long-term, these will be used to provide better coverage of our board meetings, as well as allowing for performances or presentation in the high school auditorium to be recorded and live streamed. At the current time, information technology staff is working to put together processes and procedures for usage, as well as working to integrate the auditorium audio system. Hopefully by our next board meeting, November 14th, this will be in action. Our guidance department is working on preventative efforts through the statewide student support services that was recently introduced to districts. They will be seeking their tier 2 and 3 behavioral and mental supports for students in grades 6 through 12 where needed and applicable. District-wide, our counselors have been engaging students in activities around Week of Respect and school violence prevention. Next week kicks off Red Ribbon Week, and I'm happy to share that 3 of our middle school artists have been named finalists in the Red Ribbon Week PSA contest. Community members can vote for our students by visiting preventionlinks.org. For high school, college, career-related information, I am pleased to share that Elvis Marcello, Roselle Park High School class of 2021 and Cornell class of 2024 visited the high school on Monday, October 9th. He spoke to high school students about the Ivy League admissions process. On October 10th, over the PSAT in the NMSQT was administered to over 300 10th and 11th grade students. College representatives will continue to visit our counseling cove during lunches in the cafeteria. Career visits will begin in the winter. The high school gym floor is tenuous. Therefore, high school students will visit Burley on 10/18, which is tomorrow, for the annual college fair. 10/25 will be our financial aid night at the Roselle Park High School auditorium right here at 7 p.m. And on October 26th, is school day SAT will be given to 100 seniors. Families of high school students can learn more about available college and career opportunities by reading the daily announcements, email, or reaching out to their child's counselor. If you miss any of the information, we also have our Q&R code there. You're welcome to email me or reach out to one of us and we'll provide you with more details. From our business office, I am pleased to inform that after 2 years, we finally received a FEMA reimbursement for $248,512.17. This money was reimbursed to our buildings and grounds and will help with much needed projects among our schools. Our buildings and grounds received this FEMA money, and after 2 years, we'll make sure that these are used to finalize much needed issues in our schools. Some plans for the funds will be to replace flooring in the schools. The new boilers are also almost ready to go. We continue to get ready for the heating season. Boilers in the grammar schools have been tested and ready to go. High school and middle school, new boilers installed. Finishing up minor wiring and controls should be all addressed and ready to go by tomorrow, October 18th. From our curriculum office, we had a great professional development session on Monday. As you know, it was half a day for students and in service for our staff. We saw an incredible amount of engagement and collaboration between staff members. It was refreshing and exciting to see. Again, thank you all for your continued support, and please feel free to reach out with any questions via our QR code, or you're free to email me. As always, it is on display there. It's also on our website. Feel free to email me. I'm happy to hear from you, and in any way that I can, I will also help. So thank you. And with that, I'll turn it over to Ms. Bodak for our testing reporting. Thank you.
Just one comment to the board. I will go to the committee reports once we get done with this presentation. I didn't forget. All right.
Good evening. I'm Colleen Bodek, the Director of Guidance and Testing for the school district. Today, I'm going to go over the NJSLA, the New Jersey Student Learning Assessment results, and DLM results, Dynamic Learning Maps, which were given last spring. So the NJSLA is given to 3rd through 9th graders in the areas of math and English language arts. And science is given to students in grades 5, 8, and 11. And these assessments were administered to our students in May. So for those of you who are visual learners, I have these graphs here to depict our ELA results. So at the top are our district results. The bottom are the state results for comparison. All the way on the left, we have 3rd grade, and all the way on the right, the last set of bar graphs is our district, but right before that is the 9th grade. So obviously we're looking for green. The light green is meeting expectations and the dark green is exceeding expectations. So at quick glance there, it looks like we're pretty much in line with where the state is. And we'll dive into the results a little bit more deeply in the next slide. So I highlighted in green the areas that we are doing better than the state averages for meeting and exceeding in English language arts. So we have the grade level all the way to the left. In the middle, we have our district percentage of meeting or exceeding expectations in English language arts. And then all the way to the right is the state percentage for meeting or exceeding. The areas in green are where we exceeded the state average or the state percentage, and the areas in yellow, we were approaching the state percentage within 10 percentage points. So as you can see, we did pretty well 3rd through 5th grade. 6th grade, we faltered a little. There is a transition between 5th and 6th grade, obviously, from the elementary to middle school. I want to point your attention to 8th to 9th grade because on first glance, it looks problematic. We're looking at a 62% percentage versus the state's average. I think I should be wearing my glasses right now. What does that say? 56%? The state percentage versus our 9th grade at 42%, which is 10 percentage points lower than the state percentage. I want to call your attention to the fact that the top 22% of our graduating 8th grade class leaves our school district. And many of those students go to the Union County vocational technical schools, and we lose our top scorers. So it doesn't mean coming to the high school, students get a different experience for ELA. They're getting the same experience. If we retain those students, we would be in line with the state average. As for the data, we would be looking at 52%, just as the state has 52%. And again, if we retain those students, we would be looking at green for all of RPSD. It would be 51 and 51. And here's some subgroup data. Here we're looking at the distribution of achievement for students on free and reduced lunch all the way to the left, followed by students who have a 504 plan, multilingual learners in the middle, special education students, I'm sorry, I'm having difficulty seeing. Oh, it says general ed. I only reviewed this presentation 12 times before tonight. Okay, we'll go on to the next slide. Okay, I can see it now. That's good. Okay, thank you. I will be prepared with my glasses in the future. The next slide, we're looking at race. All the way to the left, we have Asian, followed by Black, in the middle, Hispanic, multiple races, second to last, and white at the end. We can see more than anything else, students are green, so that's positive, though we still have some work to do. Now we're looking at math. Just as I said with ELA, the top is the district averages, the bottom is the state, and all the way to the left is grade 3, followed by 4, 5, all the way up to 7. And the third from the left is Algebra 1, followed by geometry, and then math at all grade levels. I just want to note that algebra is given at multiple grade levels depending on the trajectory your child is on. Some students are in an accelerated math program and they may take Algebra 1 in 7th grade. They may take it in 8th grade, or they may potentially even take it in 9th grade. And here are our math averages of meeting and exceeding versus the state averages of meeting or exceeding. And we can see the yellow, or where we're within 10 percentage points of the state percentage of meeting or exceeding. And there's definitely work to be done here. Third grade looks pretty good. And geometry, I just want to note that we're just 3 percentage points below the state percentage there. Okay. Here's subgroup by program, free and reduced lunch all the way to the left, followed by 504. In the middle are multilingual learners, followed by special education students, and all the way to the right, general education students. I want to point out the fact that newly arrived multilingual learners are still required to take the NJSLA, albeit with accommodations. They don't have to take ELA if they're newly arrived, but they do have to take math. So a student can come to us in April and not know a word of English and have to sit for this exam. They may speak a language other than Spanish, in which case they don't have the directions in their language. Students who do speak Spanish would have the directions in their language. So when we're looking at subgroup data for ELLs, that's important to note. This is subgroup by race. Again, all the way to the left is Asian, followed by Black, Hispanic, multiple races, and then white at the all the way to the right. Here's our science data. The top is Roselle Park results, followed by the bottom state results. So at quick glance, it looks similar. And again, we'll dive into that more closely. So we are within 10 percentage points of where the state is at in 5th, 8th, and 11th grade. And here's subgroup data. And by race, Asian, followed by Black, Hispanic, and white. So what are we going to do about some of these problem areas? We have ELA and math coaches who are analyzing our data and supporting best practices in our classrooms. For all subjects, administrators are evaluating state testing results to identify and communicate with teachers regarding specific academic standards that need to be addressed. Our ELA and math intervention teachers are providing targeted instruction based on the areas of need for our students through the MTSS process. Skills-based instruction is focused for all grade level standards. We are shifting, starting this school year, to geometry for ninth grade for most of the ninth graders. So students who did not pass NJSLA at the end of at the end of eighth grade, if they did not pass algebra, they will retake that as sophomores to build up their skills for things like the PSAT and the SAT and to go on to Algebra 2. We have increased opportunities for project-based learning and STEAM experiences. And then we will continue to assess our students 3 times yearly on the Linkit benchmark assessments to determine areas of improvement. So the dynamic learning maps is given to our students with the most significant cognitive disabilities in the grades that we test for NJSLA. So students may be exempt from NJSLA in their IEP, and they will take the DLM instead. And students taking this assessment are assessed in 5 essential skills in the areas of English, mathematics, and 3 skills in science. And their results either come out as emerging, approaching, at target, or advanced. So there are very few students in our district that qualify to take this exam. So because of that, results reporting has to be suppressed, and I can't really give you any more information than is available on this slide through this presentation. But we can see here the light blue color is English language arts, the dark blue is math, and the orange is science. So because I wanted to show you something, I kind of grouped the emerging and approaching groups together, and then I grouped the at target and advanced groups together. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to show you anything because there were so few students. And it looks like we do have work to do in this area as well. And some intervention strategies for DLM testers. We're working towards targeted instruction. The child study team is continuously reviewing IEPs, making sure goals are appropriate and interventions are challenging for our students. Mrs. Gilligallen is working with the special education parent advisory group to take their suggestions. They're piloting a new curriculum, which you all heard about just before at the middle school. And looking ahead, parents are invited to view their students' assessment data in detail in the Linkit portal. These results also went home, DLM results earlier this October, and NJSLA results in September. And students will be retested in the spring on NJSLA. Multilingual learners will be tested on Access 2.0, and our students who have DLM assessments in their IEP will take that assessment as well. And classroom instruction and intervention strategies will continue to be informed by assessment data. So this has nothing to do with this report, but I also have to report our data for the class of 2023. We had a total number of graduates was 144, and 4 of our seniors last year did not meet graduation requirements and were denied graduation. If you have any questions about this presentation, the QR code is up here. You're welcome to submit your questions or comments through that code, or you can reach out to me. I'm in charge of administering the tests and distributing the results, or Mr. Salvo, who would be responsible for curriculum and instruction, or Ms. Gilligallen, the Director of Special Services. Thank you all for your time.
Good evening, everyone. As per the New Jersey Department of Education, schools are required to submit student safety information twice each school year due to the NJDOE. Additionally, as the anti-bullying coordinator for the district, it is my responsibility to specifically report on harassment, intimidation, and bullying data to the Board of Education. This report tonight is for the reporting period of January 1st through June 30th of 2023. Each school in the district has their own anti-bullying specialist who, along with the administration at each school, addresses harassment, intimidation, and bullying concerns in their building and also conduct investigations as required. The anti-bullying specialists for this reporting period were Andrea Kazadoy at the high school, Chelsea Murphy at the middle school, Dina Miwad at Robert Gordon, Caroline Gleason at Aldine, and Jamie Halpern at Sherman. For this reporting period of January 1st through June 30th of 2023, there were a total of 31 investigations initiated across the district as possible cases of harassment, intimidation, and bullying. After thorough investigations, it was determined that 9 out of the 31 cases met the criteria as set forth by the New Jersey Anti-Bullying Bill of Rights. In order to be confirmed, cases must meet all of the criteria. At the high school, we had 2 confirmed cases and 4 cases that were deemed alleged. At the middle school, there were 2 confirmed cases and 15 cases that were deemed alleged. At Robert Gordon, 1 case was confirmed with 0 alleged cases. At Aldine, we had 3 confirmed cases and 2 alleged cases. And at Sherman, we had 1 confirmed case and 1 alleged case. Consequences for cases are applied on a case-by-case basis. Consequences for a student who commits 1 or more acts of HIB may range from positive behavioral interventions up to and including suspension or expulsion. Also, consequences for a student who commits an act of HIB are those that are varied and graded according to the nature of the behavior, the nature of the student's disability, if there is any, and to the extent relevant, the developmental age of the student, and the student's history of problem behaviors or performance. Remedial measures are also part of consequences that can be applied. Our goal at each of our schools is to always use situations such as these as learning experiences, so counseling for the offender and sometimes victims is also required. Additional consequences may include, but are not limited to, parent conferences, education on the district HIB policy, schedule changes, detentions, in or out of school suspensions, student monitoring by staff members, and or police involvement as warranted. I'm also required to report that during this reporting period, the following programs or training sessions were held at each of our schools. At the high school, we had Is This What I Paid For?, a Black History Month assembly, Women's History Month activities, SCL activities, the Gay Straight Alliance movie night and safe night out, Pride Month activities, and anti-bullying training sessions. At the middle school, we had the Hearts for Students program, Kids Spreading Kindness assembly, advisory programs, autism awareness presentations, 5th grade orientations, as well as HIB policy and prevention review trainings. At Robert Gordon, we had the No Name Calling Week, Kindness Week, Rack Day of Positive Affirmations, High School Connections during SEL Week, Determination Lessons, Autism Awareness Week, Wellness Week, Transition Day, and HIB Policy Prevention and Review. At Aldine, we had anti-bullying lessons, buddy class meetings, morning meetings, Martin Luther King Day, Random Acts of Kindness Week, Acceptance and Diversity Lessons, High School Connections during SCL Week, Wonder Assembly, Autism Awareness, Wellness Week, and also HIB Policy and Prevention Review. At Sherman, they had the Honors Breakfast, the NED Mindset Activities, Random Act of Kindness Week, Senior Breakfast with 5th graders, Anxiety Guest Reader and Program, High School Connections during SCL Week, Guidance Lessons on Harassment, Intimidation, and Bullying, Bike Prevention Safety Assembly, Culture Pride Day, Bullying and Cell Phone Safety for 5th graders, the LEAD program, and HIB Policy Prevention Review. The goal of our anti-bullying specialists, school safety teams, and principals is to continue to create schools with positive and accepting environments where all members of the school community feel safe and supported. In addition, another one of my responsibilities as the anti-bullying coordinator for the district is to present the self-assessment for determining grades under the Anti-Bullying Bill of Rights Act, as required by the New Jersey Department of Education. This report is based on last year's school year of 2022-2023. It is a rubric that is completed by each school anti-bullying specialist in conjunction with the school safety team and is reviewed and approved by each building principal. I am required by law to share the scores with the Board of Education for approval, and then I will submit them officially to the New Jersey Department of Education. It takes the New Jersey Department of Education almost the entire school year to review these scores, and they will then be released in the spring. So I will be back here once again with an additional report after approval. Each board member has received the self-assessment grade for each of our schools. The grades are out of 78 points. The rubric is very specific with 8 core elements with ratings from 1 to 3 for each indicator, with a 1 representing partially meeting requirements, a 2 representing meeting all requirements, and a 3 representing exceeding all requirements. It's important to note that these scores are not based on passing or failing. They are a reflection of each school team to determine where there is room for improvement in the programs at each of our schools. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to email me. My contact information is under the anti-bullying tab on our district website. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for both presentations. At this time, I'll ask for any committee reports.
Yes, President Harms, I have a committee report. So the first is for the Union County School Board Association. There was a meeting on October 11th that dealt with the topic of the extended sick leave and the expansion of that legislation to understanding how employees can now use a sick leave and an update to bereavement leave, as well as additional measures that they announced, just so that board members are familiar with the new law. And then the next meeting will be Tuesday, December 5th at Cranford High School, which will be another session of training for board members. So I welcome everyone to come. And then also tomorrow, I will be attending the college fair at David Brearley, where our high school students, 11th and 12th graders, will be bused to. And I'll have a table discussing mental health and the interaction with going to college. So please encourage students to come stop by. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other committee reports?
Yes, the high school PTSA is selling their calendar raffles. They're $10 a piece. They help support project graduation. So if anyone would like one, please email myself, Cindy, our fine Carol Graves, Lucy. We really need to sell these to help. We need to sell $30,000 worth, and we're only up to 2,000. So everyone, please help participate.
Thank you. Any other committee reports?
I have a report, President Harms. The marching band had their mattress sale here at the high school, and it was a complete transformation of the cafeteria here into a nice showroom. It was beautiful. Also, Dr. Scully mentioned the pumpkin patch. I think it was just a few days ago. So it was actually really nice. The kids had such a blast picking out their pumpkins they can take home. I just encourage these festivities because the kids have such a good time and see their parents. The Robert Gordon Fall Festival is October 20th. So that's this Friday, 5:30 to 8:30. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other committee reports?
Yes, President Harms. Aldine PTO is currently having fundraiser for Disney on Ice, which will be on November 1st. We still have tickets for anybody that's, interested in still going. You could check the Aldine website and for all the information as far as how you could get your tickets. We're also, this month, October is anti-bullying month. And as you heard earlier, we are having an assembly in the middle school, but all the schools in the elementary and middle school will be involved next week, next Tuesday and Friday. It's going to be an amazing assembly. We hopefully get kids to, a lot of awareness between cyberbullying and bullying in general. And hopefully they'll walk out being very inspired and hopefully have a more of a positive attitude when it comes to choosing between bullying or, choosing love. And that's what we want the kids to understand, to be more positive with each other. We're having a fundraiser this Saturday, depending on if it rains, it'll be moved till Sunday. We're having a professional wrestling event. It's going to be at the Gazebo Park starting at 6 o'clock. I want to thank all the PTAs and PTOs to help out with the concession at the event. With half of the proceeds will be going to our anti-bullying functions that we're going to plan on having with the assembly and everything like that and going forward. Definitely come out if it's going to, like I said, Saturday at 6 or Sunday at 6, depending on if it rains. Also, I want to add that all the PTOs and PTAs definitely need more parents to come out, sign up, membership, be involved as much as you could, even if it's something as small as donating water to an event. Definitely get involved, and especially with the kids, they love when they see their parents come to the class parties and stuff like that. So if you have the time, definitely step up and be involved. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other committee report?
Yes. On October 5th, I took a anti-bullying online, and exactly what Chris said. What they suggested is a lot of parents nowadays do not know what is being done behind closed doors with their children and their phones. And they suggest that parents need to be more aware. Kids nowadays, actually, it's more cyberbullying, and a lot of kids, the percentage that they were saying was extremely high with suicide. And it is because of cyberbullying. I became very knowledgeable because of this class, and it was actually very educational. There will be another one in December. Once I find out more information, I will let everyone know. But they did say a lot of parents should be aware, and it's a group age from 5th grade to, like, I want to say 9th grade. They say that a lot of the kids will hide behind their computers, and that's when it starts. So I just wanted to give you that information. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other committee reports?
President Harms, I just have a question for Mr. Monroe. The Disney on Ice tickets, people were just asking how they're going to get the tickets. So if you can let everybody know this way, they don't keep asking.
The week of the Disney on Ice, possibly that Monday, I will be distributing the tickets at that time.
Any other committee reports? Before I go over the agenda, I'd like to ask for a motion to amend the agenda under item 23, harassment, intimidation, bullying incidents, to be adding 2223-043 to the agenda.
Motion.
And
Sorry? Okay, I have to speak into the mic with it on. With it on. The mic on. No, I didn't hear you. Okay, do I have a second?
second,
Okay, thank you. Roll call or just all in favor?
Roll call.
Roll call, please.
Vice President Baimonte,
Yes.
Susan Carstorm,
Yes.
Lucy Figueredo,
Yes.
Dr. Brittany Kirkland,
Yes.
Cindy Mago.
Yes.
Should abstain.
Yeah. So what? You want to recuse on this one?
You have to abstain.
Abstain?
43.
I abstain.
Okay. Dr. Brittany Kirkland,
Yes.
Cindy Mago, Jennifer McCarr,
Yes.
Chris Monroe,
Yes.
Constance Quintella,
Yes.
President Harms.
Yes. We're not on that. We're only asking to add this 43 to it. I will be going over the agenda now. Agenda under personnel, agenda items 1 through 19. 1, staff appointment. 2, security officer. 3, paraprofessionals. 4, additional middle school athletic proctors for 2023, 2024. 5, book club middle school. 6, district substitutes. 7, FMLA. 8, staff resignation. 9, rescinding of staff appointment. 10, degree change. 11, change of assignment transfer. Bless you. 12, home instruction. 13, extracurricular advisors for high school. 14, fall winter coaches 2023, 2024. 15, additional classes high school. 16, additional chaperones. 17, additional standard-based instructional support program. 18, change of mentor. 19, compensation. Do I have a motion?
Make that motion.
Have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Vice President Baimonte,
Yes.
Susan Carston,
Yes.
Lucy Figueredo,
Yes.
Dr. Brittany Kirkland,
Yes.
Cindy Mago,
Yes.
Jennifer McCarr,
Yes.
Chris Monroe,
Yes.
Constance Quintella, President Harms.
Yes. Under education, agenda items 20 through 28. 20, New Jersey Inclusion Project NJIP. 21, Edison pitch contest. 22, approval for class trip. 23, harassment, intimidation, bullying incidents. 24, education programs. 25, conference attendance requests. 26, staff lead professional development opportunities. 27, educational service contract. And 28, donation greenhouse. Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Vice President Baimonte,
Yes.
Susan Carston,
Yes.
Lucy Figueredo. Abstain.
Yes, but I abstain from 23-2223-043.
Dr. Brittany Kirkland,
Yes.
Cindy Mago,
Yes.
Jennifer McCarr,
Yes.
Chris Monroe,
Yes.
Constance Quintella,
Yes.
President Harms.
Yes, and abstention on 042 under item 23. We'll move on to business. Agenda items 29 through 45. 29, monthly certification. 30, approval of bills. 31, approval of minutes. 32, board secretary treasurer's report. 33, budget transfers. 34, comprehensive maintenance plan and M-1 form. 35, approval of the 2023-2024 health and safety evaluation of school buildings checklist and SOA. 36, use of buildings and grounds. 37, 2024 Roselle Park Summer Camp operation. 38, 2024 Summer Camp Handbook. 39, 2024 Summer Camp Staff Discount Policy Guide. 40, 2024 Summer Camp Staff Salary. 41, ESS Professional Services Contract. 42, Educational Services Contract. 43, Professional Development. 44, Staff Development Workshop. 45 Starlight Home Acre Agency. Do I have a motion?
That motion?
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Vice President Bymonte,
Yes.
Susan Carstone,
Yes.
Lucy Figueroa,
Yes.
Dr. Brittany Kirtland,
Yes.
Cindy Mago,
Yes.
Jennifer McCarr,
Yes.
Chris Morrow,
Yes.
Constance Quintella,
Yes.
President Harms.
Yes. As we move on, any continuing business? Any new business? At this time, I will open up the public portion for anyone wishing to come and speak on any topic. Please come, state your name and where you're from, and you have 3 minutes.
Hi, Katie McDermott again, Roselle Park. Dr. Scully, I wasn't going to talk this time, but Dr. Scully mentioned the Turtleback Zoo trip, which was attended by most, if not all, self-contained special education students. The weather was fantastic. Everybody had a great time. It was awesome. But because school buses were used, we had to wait until they were back from their morning transportation to leave. And then we had our time at the zoo cut short because we had to get the buses back for the afternoon runs. I don't know if the PTA sponsored field trips use charter buses anymore, but so if they don't, then this is a moot point. But if they do, this was sort of another example of the special education kids feeling like they were treated differently on their field trip. 2 other things. With all the wonderful changes in the administration, it's a perfect time to evaluate the existing practices among some long-term child study team members who perform evaluations and develop support plans. Comparing the progress of students that have left the district, it's clear that some of the methodologies and practice used by these team members need some improvement. Their influence, in my opinion, is having a detrimental effect on not only our children, but the special education department as a whole. In addition, Mrs. Bodek's presentation reminded me that parents of students who have behavioral data tracked in the software Rethink have no real-time access to their child's data. When it comes to behavior, being agile and responsive is key. Rethink does have a parent-facing portal, and it would be great if that would be enabled. Candidates night is tomorrow night right here in the auditorium at 7 p.m. I encourage everyone to attend and get to know the folks that may be sitting in those seats up there. CPAC meeting is Thursday at 6:30 via Zoom. If you need the link, please email me at roselleparkcpag@gmail.com. Sherman movie night is Friday night. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem. Thank you.
Thank you.
President Harms? No, it's me. Sorry. Sorry. Could I just respond about the buses for the PTO? So the bus prices have gone up for the charter buses. So I don't know about all the PTAs and PTOs, but I know at Aldine, we can only cover a certain dollar amount. So usually it ends up meaning district buses. So just wanted to let you know.
Michael and Regan, Roselle Park. In our home, education is paramount. We often engage in conversations about empathy, our current needs, and ways to improve our community. My passion for reading is longstanding, so it deeply concerns me when there are efforts to restrict educational content. One board member is currently supporting book bans, and 2 members of our school board seeking re-election have the endorsement of the New Jersey Project. This organization challenges LGBTQ rights in schools, labels educators as disseminators of indoctrination, and often undermines the foundation of public education. Cloaked under the banner of parental rights, their aim is not just to influence classroom content, but also to marginalize LGBTQ+ students and hamper the efforts of dedicated educators, administrators, and librarians. It deeply concerns me that the very foundation of education, which is to enlighten, empower, and enable students to become critical thinkers, is being threatened by these attempts to censor and control. We need to ask ourselves, what kind of future are we carving out for our children if we shield them from diverse perspectives and ideas? Education should be about broadening horizons, not narrowing them. When we talk about parental rights, it's essential to differentiate between advocating for your child's best interests and stifling the growth of an entire community. By supporting such organizations and ideologies, we are risking the creation of a generation that is less informed, less empathetic, and less equipped to deal with the complexities of our global world. Books are more than just words on a page. They are windows to other worlds, other lives, and other perspectives. To ban a book is to shut that window and deny our children the opportunity to learn, grow, and understand. And what messages are we sending to our LGBTQ+ and other marginalized students? That their stories, their experiences, and their identities are not valid or worthy? Every student, regardless of their background, deserves to see themselves represented in the books they read and to know that their stories matter. As members of this community, it's our duty to ensure that our schools remain places of learning, understanding, and inclusivity. It is our responsibility to stand against attempts to stifle knowledge and to champion the rights of our educators to provide well-rounded, comprehensive education. Thank you.
Thank you. At this time, I will close the public portion. So I don't know what we should. And just give me 1 second, please. What I was discussing, we were supposed to go into executive session to go over the superintendent's goals. But as of right now, the superintendent is not feeling very well. I don't want it, and the board doesn't want to put her through just sitting there and for the next hour or so. So I'm asking the board not to go into executive at this time here. We'll carry it to some other particular time to go over the superintendent's goals. On November 4th, 14th, no, on November 4th, we're having the retreat. Just so you know, on November 4th, starting at 10 o'clock, this board is going to have a retreat. We will have somebody here from the New Jersey Board Association, and we will also go over the goals of the board at that particular time. We plan on going from 10 to 2. So it's open to the public. Anybody's wish, wants to attend, come on out, have a seat in the audience here. We're going to meet in here, correct? Okay. So just to let you know that, if there's anything else from the board, if not, I'll ask for a motion to adjourn.
Make that motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Have a good night, everyone. Drive safe.